Okay, here we are again. Hyrule Castle for the true finale of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, it's been fun playing around with the Dark Armor set, but since this is the true finale of everything, I am, of course, going to take things a little more seriously. Let's have the Cap of the Wild, and, of course, the Champion's Tunic. Now we are truly ready. Well, let's actually give ourselves the Hylian Shield. I think that would be a bit more fitting. The Master Sword is already ours, and for bows, well, actually, we don't have a whole lot of options. Let's go for Ancient Bow, sure. So yes, now we are very truly prepared for the actual finale of the game. For gear, obviously you've seen my items. Weapon-wise, I've basically got the Master Sword, because I think that's the one we're going to use. We use the Champion's weapons to get to Ganon. We're going to use the Master Sword against him. And then we've got some Royal Guard stuff, some ancient gear that I never got rid of, and more of Hestu's fun stuff. Bows, there's not really a lot to say here. We've still got Rivali's because it never broke, unlike all the other champion weapons. Shields, I'll probably just stick to the Hylian Shield. It is the most powerful, but hey, we've got an ancient one and a bows as if we really want it, and a random Knight Shield. We've got pretty much every armor in the game, apart from DLC items for the most part. And for food, I figured we'll have a single apple, since I know it's Link's favorite, a silent princess for the princess when we do save her, and as for foods, we've got a little bit of the best items in the game. We've got some nice hearty stuff with extra hearts, lots of healing stuff, double hastiness, triple attack, triple defense, and a baked apple, King Rome himself. And then a whole bunch of specials that I still need to sort out. But otherwise, that is pretty much it. If you have a look at our loading screen, you see we have everything. Pretty much. There are 5 missing Koroks at the time of recording this, but hopefully I can show off now that I do have all 900 and Hestu's gift. If I don't, then I will be doing it in a live stream, and that will be coming up this Saturday. But otherwise, or it's already passed, I don't know. Otherwise, we are just about ready to go. Is everybody else ready?
Daruk's protection is now ready to roll.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
Urbosa's Fury is ready.
Mipha's Grace is ready.
Alright, glad to hear it. Let's get on with things, even though I might be a little bit jumpy. For those that weren't aware, we basically played everything in Hyrule Castle without any pants. The soles of our feet has touched all of this land. We have every single heart container, or I guess, yeah, every single stamina vessel. All of the shrines, obviously, that comes with it. All the champion upgrades. All the Koroks, hopefully. We're literally just missing 4. We've done all of the side quests. All of the main quests. I can't remember all the other things I was collecting, but we've basically done everything 100%. So it's finally time to take on Calamity Ganon. Let us finally, with our little toes, go.
Link. I'm sorry, but my power isn't strong enough. I can't hold it.
moment has finally come. Brace yourself, Ganon, for the sting of my revenge!
This will be our final opportunity. We will not fail.
Let's go, little guy. Now, open up wide, Ganon!
100 years in the making. Hold on, princess. Our moment has arrived.
Welcome to the fight against Calamity Ganon. He's not a man, he's not a pig, he is the embodiment of everything evil. Now, he has a whole slew of attacks, and I'm playing this without any sound, so this is going to be very interesting to try to work through. First things first though, you can basically hit him in any way you want. You can get close to him, you can get behind him, you can stand on top of him. The main thing you want to worry about, though, are his big slashes. He does a good chunk of damage, but as long as you can plan around them and dodge around, you should be good for the most part. If you have the Master Sword, you're in especially good hands, I guess. Though he does start to crawl on the wall, you can actually shoot him with an arrow at this point. You'll notice, actually, he's now using moves from Wind Blight Ganon and Water Blight Ganon. He is a combination of them all, but since you have hopefully defeated them by this point, you should know how to fight them all off. Cryonis on these, for example, are a good step. Thank you. Bam, you can hit him, but it's not going to do a ton of damage, but try it anyway. Bomb arrows are especially good in this form of his, and so I would highly recommend them once I get around to putting them on. Actually, I should probably do that. Hold on. I can't get out my things still, because the controls still evade me. Even though I'm pressing them right, they just don't function anymore, but oh well. Here, just eat a bomb rock. Or a bomb arrow, same thing. Here's a Fire Blight move. You can use this as an opportunity to float around. Okay, fine. I was trying to fly, but if you're not going to allow me to, then whatever. Another thing, since he is partially apparently a Guardian, not only does he have a Guardian back leg, but obviously he's got the Guardian gun, kind of like Wind Blight Ganon even. You can reverse it back at him with a lovely little shield bash. It's awfully satisfying when it comes to it, but while he's on the wall, here, have a bomb arrow, and a bomb arrow, and every time. I shall slice you in the beard. I may not have one, but it's still superior to yours. And slash! If you fight Calamity Ganon without retrieving the other champion divine beasts, you will have to fight each Ganon form, Wind Blight, Fire Blight, all that, in the Sanctum up ahead. Only then later does it properly appear that you have to fight Calamity Ganon down here. And welcome to his second form. His own version of Daruk's protection. Now, projectiles do nothing. Therefore, you have to use only your sword. And when he's up in the air, well, you can just hope he passes soon. Beyond that, there's not a whole lot you can do. But if he's going to aim at me with this, then I will gladly. Did I miss? I guess I did. Oops. Still messing up. Come on. Oh dear, okay. Here is another move of his. He's got a big fireball, just like Fire Blight Ganon. However, if you've got an ice arrow and you hit it, it goes away. So that's pretty helpful. Oh, thank you, Water Blight. Coming out with anything more? If you don't have the other Divine Beasts, he's not going to be taken down to half health, meaning you have to destroy him all the way your own by yourself with HP. But this second form of his would appear at half health where we started instead of a quarter health where he is now. I am timing this wrong and I'm sorry. Alright, fine. If you're going to get close, then I will do a dodge like this and oh no, wait, you're completely immune? That was not how I remember this going. Okay then. Apparently my practice file was completely lost and also the guides I was watching were also wrong. Interesting. In that case, we'll just go with him from the beats. If I can even be standing on my own 2 feet when it happens. There we go. Now he's not protected, and we can slash at him properly. Beautiful. Nice. Now I think next time I'm going to get a bit more help from our friends. We've already had a bit of Daruk protection going on, but I think next time I get him down, I'm going to use Urbosa's Fury. Hello. This is not a normal ancient attack. That's just water, wind blight. Alright, come on. Oh, spear. Alrighty. Oh, don't mind me. Might also get a bit of Mipha's help, but that's okay. And goodbye. Oh, okay, I'm out of the way. Come at me with your ancient gun, if you please. If you please. No, you're gonna go with that instead. Alrighty. Here we go. Lovely. And while we're here, I'm gonna eat some food, don't mind me. How about some attack up 3? That sounds good to me. Yeah. And Urbosa's Fury. Ah! And again, if I can get it in time. I did! Just about. Lovely. You can slash at me with all these little fingers. They're not going to do a whole ton of damage. Generally, they're quite easy to dodge if you ask me. Ah, down again. More Urbosa's Fury, please. And slash at you. And done.
Ganon was born out of a dark past. He is a pure embodiment of the ancient evil that is reborn time and time again. He has given up on reincarnation and assumed his pure, enraged form. If set free upon our world, the destruction will be unlike anything ever seen before. Trust you with the bow of light, a powerful weapon in the face of evil. Link, you may not yet be at a point where you have fully recovered your power, or all of your memories. But courage need not be remembered, for it is never forgotten.
All Alright, and time for Ganon's final form, but we have the Bow of Light. Princess Zelda gave you this bow and arrow for the battle with Dark Beast Ganon. When wielded by the hero, it fires arrows of pure light strong enough to oppose the Calamity. Perfect. If you don't mind me, I think I'm going to equip it. I'm also just going to use the light arrows that come with it. So, Dark Beast Ganon has one move. He will aim at you and use the laser.
Is called malice. None of your attacks will get through as humanity. I will hold the malice back as much as I can, but my power is waning. Attack any glowing points that you see. May you be victorious.
Now, Ganon is the pure, enraged form of evil and hatred. This does not make him the greatest fighter anymore. He is pretty... Well, you don't run into his foot. He is pretty easy to defeat now. All you need to do is find the weak spots Zelda is making and then shoot them with light arrows. If I can just get the angle on it. Sorry, Zelda. Can you give me another? Here we go. Just a little bit later. Where have they gone? Come on. Glow them up for me. There we go. On the left side of him. Bam. And... Bam. Nope, I'm missing. I gotta admit, though, I love this song. It is so epic and awesome. Gosh, it's just so good. And it's set place in Central Hyrule, the very center of Hyrule. It's so good. This explains why there's so much empty space and open lands. It's all for this massive beast of a final boss. Are you gonna do anything else? Are you turning around a lot? I kind of feel like I need to be on your right side, so thankfully I have the ancestor of Zelda's horse itself. Therefore we have pretty much the best stamina in the game for a horse. Oh, get me. Come on. There you go. And right in the rib. Lovely. And that puts him down to just a tiny bit of health left. So, let's keep circling around. You're going to do another laser beam. I can see it. Come on, buddy. No? Yes? There it is. No, you're just breathing a lot. You're breathing very heavily. Am I giving you that much trouble? Good. Alrighty, and any moment now. I'm waiting on it. Oh, no. Are you coming anywhere close to me? No, not really. Okay, good. Hit the glowing area. I'm guessing this time it's not on the front like I expected. I guess it's going to be around the back. No, it's going to be in the bottom. Fair enough. Bam! Lovely. And it looks like now we're only needing one more. Oh! Heart left, or one hit left. With the sky especially dark, red, and dramatic.
Look up there.
We'll see a final glowing spot and an eyeball.
It's the very core of Ganon's being. Do what you must, Link.
Where's my horse gone? Like, I kind of need my horse now. I jumped off a little preemptively. Don't run into the laser horse. Oh, Lord. Here we go, though. All this air specifically made for us, and...
Now, Link. keeping watch over you all this time. I've witnessed your struggles to return to us, as well as your trials in battle. I always thought, no, I always believed that you would find a way to defeat Ganon. I never lost faith in you over these many years. Thank you, Link. The hero of Hyrule. May I ask, do you really remember me?
And that is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This was a game that took up 6 months of my life, of my year, of my journey. This game is easily the biggest game I have ever undertaken, and I never would have thought as a little kid that I would play a game like this to 100%. But we did it. We've done every main quest, every side quest, every Korok, a good chunk of treasures, and every shrine. Now there are some missing pieces to the things that I may have wanted to do at the beginning of the series. At one point I wanted to do all the treasures everywhere, and admittedly they just weren't rewarding enough for it. I haven't done any DLC stuff, and I probably won't. I haven't done the Hyrule Compendium. I'd quite like to, but at the same time that doesn't seem like a greatly rewarding thing either, and generally the most rewarding thing I want to have completed, and I have done, hopefully, and will do soon if I haven't already, and that is getting all 900 Koroks everywhere. The accolade of that alone is all the satisfaction I need from Breath of the Wild. But, in the same vein, this is the end, pretty much, finally, of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on this channel, as well as any other Legend of Zelda game ever on my channel. This is the last Zelda game I am going to be playing over on Daz Let's Plays. Simply because the Legend of Zelda series always comes with an unfortunate handful of regrets when I come onto this channel. This is the third Zelda game I have ever played. We've done Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and now The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. All three of these games I've done 100%, and all three of these series have been some of my lowest viewed series ever on the channel. Now I know with Zelda games a lot of people like to binge watch them later on in the future, and that's just the nature of how things work, but even still, at the end of the day, my channel and my career on YouTube is my job, and as horrible it is to say, money is important, and to spend 6 months grinding through a game that's barely getting 400 views in a week is a terrible loss to endure. Do I regret... I keep saying regret. Do I regret playing this game? Absolutely not. This game is easily one of the best Zelda games ever, if not just the best ever. I think it's definitely beaten my personal favorite of Twilight Princess. This is definitely a fantastic game, and I am so satisfied to have completed it 100% in regards to Koroks and shrines. I'm glad that I went through this experience, but putting it on the channel might not have been my best decision, because at the end of the day, people didn't like it, people didn't watch it, and I could have spent the 6 months doing something 1,000 times better. Not so much the series is bad, like the actual video series, but it just wasn't popular. And I'm afraid that's why this will be the last time I play a Zelda game on the channel. The same happened with the old Zelda games as well. Wind Waker was similarly new at the time that I uploaded it, and maybe it's because it was new and everyone else did it faster that it wasn't as successful. But then I played Twilight Princess, and maybe that's because that was an underrated Zelda game. Maybe? I don't know, but I do know, no matter what I do, Zelda doesn't do well on the channel. And admittedly, I did do this series awfully slowly. I decided 100% first of all would take tons of time compared to the investment everyone else, other Let's Players are putting in. Plus, I'd only put in 20-30 minutes a day. If I did this as a live stream, this may have been more successful. It may not have been. I honestly don't know. But I'm still glad that I got to the very end of this game to show off just about everything that this game has to offer. And who knows, maybe this series will get popular in hindsight now that it's pretty much completed. Who knows, we will have to see how that goes. But yes, that is now the end of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. There are two more things I do want to show off / talk about before the end of these credits. Actually, the one will be after the credits. First things first, at the end of every series, during the credits, I always give a hint to the next game we're playing. So, the next game I'm referring to is the one that's going to replace this game in its 8 PM slot, if you're in the UK at least. The next game we're going to be playing is another big popular franchise. This game, unfortunately, and this series was one of my least popular on the channel, but the next one is going to be a game that's probably been the most highly requested ever on this channel. Not because it's totally something that would fit for me, although I imagine it probably would, but simply because it's a miracle I haven't already played it. The fact that I haven't already got it on my list of Let's Plays is quite a thing to behold. Next time, we're playing a game you've all been waiting and wanting. And that's all I'm gonna say. So, what did I think of this game? It's brilliant. As an actual game, this is fantastic. Story-wise, it's not trying to break any boundaries, and I would say that probably gives it the weakest aspect, but the variety in the game and the absolute scope of it is something that'll probably be unmatched for years. And the only real qualm I can think of is a director choice of focusing on AI over variety. The enemy varieties in this game were lackluster. There were maybe less than 15 enemies types in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually the number. And the reason for that is Nintendo was boasting the vast amount of AI that all the enemies have. I mean, you can fight them normally, you can see their interactions when they're alone, they apparently pick their nose and have their own sound effect for it. You can make them, if they drop their weapons, and if they don't, they will throw stones at you. You can give them any other types of weapons and they'll throw that. They'll be electrocuted by electrolyted metal boxes. There's all sorts of different ways of interacting with the enemies. If you attack a Lizalfos, put on a Lizalfos mask straight afterwards, it will run past you looking for the Link that ran away, that it thinks ran away. All of this means that the enemies are really realistic and fun to play with, but people don't explore every option of AI. It's fun that it's in there, but we would have loved to see some Redeads, maybe not 1,000 Octoroks. You know, all other types of enemies that exist in the Zelda franchise. There really wasn't as many as there could have been, but beyond that, this game is a 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. It has such a vastness and so many experiences to it that this will probably be the best Zelda game that will ever be made. So yeah, there you go. That is the end of my Legend of Zelda run and the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. What happens next? Well, since we found all of the memories, we get this. Well, since we found all of the memories, we get this.
We'll make our way to Zora's domain. Divine Beast Varuta. Looks like it's stopped working. Let's investigate the situation. Miva's father. I believe he would like to hear more about her. The least we can do is visit him and offer him some closure. Although Ganon is gone for now, there is still so much more for us to do, and so many painful memories that we must bear. I believe in my heart that if all of us work together, we can restore Hyrule to its former glory. Perhaps even beyond, but it all must start with us. Let's be off. I can no longer hear the voice inside the sword. I suppose it would make sense if my power had dwindled over the past 100 years. I'm surprised to admit it, but I can accept that.
And for all of that, they will always put us right at the start of the end of it all. Now, one final thing I did want to show off is in the map. Although it's not going to show it off here, of course not. I ended up buying the DLC for this game, and admittedly, the cost of that one DLC expansion pack is going to be more than the entire profit I can make from this series. But either way, here is what 100% path looks like. It's a little bit messy, but if I was to go, let's go right the way back for a minute. Well, you can just about see all that we have to go through. Starting from the front, it looks like this. I think it's fair to say we've done a whole lot of exploring. Look at that Hyrule Castle. Anyway, on that note, I'm finally going to end it off here. For now, mine has been Daz. You didn't really care, and I shall see you in about a week, maybe 2, for our next Let's Play on the channel. Mine has been Daz, you didn't really care, and I shall see you in a bit.